At least 200 arrests have been made after hundreds of protesters converged on Melbourne's Shrine of Remembrance on the third day of anti-lockdown rallies. Victoria Police put an immediate stop to media helicopters from filming marches to help protect their operations.
Swarmed by protesters and surrounded by police. More than 200 people were arrested in another day of unrest that centred at the Shrine of Remembrance.
The nature of those charges relate to flares, the discharge of golf balls, tap handles and batteries towards our police.
After a 3-hour deadlock, officers advanced, warning protesters to move on.
There's a safe passage off to my right.
By dusk, the crowds were dispersed, leaving the Shrine's CEO visibly distressed in the aftermath. Earlier, Dean Lee condemned the protesters on Sky News.
Quite frankly, it's appalling. It really is appalling to think that people could come to this sacred place of reflection and protest for their selfish purposes. It makes no sense and it's disgraceful.
Veterans and RSL bodies say participants disrespected ADF personnel who have lost their lives.
Any protest here takes away and diminishes the actions of our veterans.
I agree with the RSL, who have made very clear that the shrine is a sacred place, not a place of protest. It was quite disgusting to see those protesters at the shrine.
The participants have taken to the streets of Melbourne over 3 consecutive days, protesting the state's construction industry shutdown, vaccine mandates and lockdown restrictions.
Obviously, collective punishment dished out to a whole industry, namely the construction industry, as it's been locked down. And of course, Victorians have been subject to the longest lockdown anywhere in the world. With respect to these recent protests, firstly, I want to commend the police. It's been a very difficult task confronting these activists.
The police have been criticised after announcing media helicopters were blocked from filming protests.
The live news footage from the helicopters was being used by the protesters to identify where we were.
News helicopters will now be able to film protests but cannot live stream footage within an hour of the event. Anna Rawlings, Sky News.